Hey everyone, Jake here again. It is another Funko-tastic Friday, and the best part is episode 5. A lot of big details I gotta get to later on, but for now we're gonna go and get to the review. Like I said last week, it is going to be an exclusive, and if my hint from yesterday, my post, or this awesome shirt isn't enough, we're gonna be talking about an X-Men. Not only an X-Men, but one of the X-Men. It is Wolverine, and I'm just gonna keep on at it. Not just any Wolverine, but the Weapon X Wolverine. He is an absolute monster at this period of time. It's a Target exclusive, so if you're interested in purchasing this, head on to the closest Target, or you may just have to go find it online, because honestly, this is one of the few ones I could find at Target that's an exclusive. And while there is so much to talk about when it comes to Wolverine, I'm afraid I can't do that. There's just too much story about Wolverine in general to talk about. So I'm just going to try and give a little background info about Wolverine, but mainly talking about the period of life when he was Weapon X. So basically, he was born James Howlett in the late 1880s. That's right, Wolverine's over 100 years old. Pretty insane. He's fought in basically every war since the beginning of the 19th century, or excuse me, the 20th century. My apologies. Around that time, so it's been like Civil War, and then the World War I, World War II. Funny fact, in World War II, Wolverine actually fought with Captain America in the same battalion, but before I get too deep into that storyline, a little story about Weapon X program. It was actually invented by Mr. Sinister, who was another famous mutant villain. He was kind of the architect of it all, so he got it going and helped like produce it more. It's a covert ops team of mutants that will, whether or not they were willing or unwilling, they were going to do what must be done. And sadly, this is where a bunch of mutants went from decent or nice or good people and became monsters. Like the Weapon X people, they tortured, they made them stronger, they filled everybody with false memories to trick them into just wanting to be nothing more than a weapon. And that's what's been one of the greatest struggles for Wolverine. Identity crisis. He's gone through all of his life trying to figure out who he is and why he's done what he's done. Some of the team members, just to name a few, especially ones that y'all may recognize, were Sabretooth, who is like Wolverine's nemesis. They've been constantly trying to kill each other over the years. And Deadpool, you all know who Deadpool is. They're both Canadian. Deadpool actually got some of his healing factor from Wolverine during the Weapon X program. One of the benefits from the Weapon X program, especially for Wolverine, is where he got his adamantium skeleton. Most people think he was born with that. That's how he has his claws and whatnot. But actually, when Wolverine was around, I want to say like 12 years old, when his mutant powers came to be, he actually was able to sprout bone claws like an animal. But the Weapon X program gave him the adamantium skeleton, made his claws stronger so he could go through near to any material, and much harder to break. After he escaped the Weapon X program, he was able to join the Canadian government's Department H program, which is basically same thing for the Weapon X, but a little less lethal. He basically became Canada's first superhero, which is a really fun factor. And most people think that Wolverine made his first appearance in his own comics, or maybe in the X-Men comics, but no. His first appearance was his first job with the Department H. He was first seen in a Hulk comic, and in this comic, it was a fight between the Incredible Hulk and the Wendigo, which is a Native American mythological creature. And Wolverine made his appearance to stop the fight between Hulk and Wendigo, whether it was to just beat them till they were knocked out or to kill them in general. And one of my favorite quotes from Wolverine actually came from the most recent Wolverine movie, Logan, which is when he was like in the future, he's much older, and he's starting to die off, and it's, "Nature made me a freak, man made me a weapon, and God made it last too long." And basically what that quote means, as a mutant, naturally he was born a little more evolved than mankind was. Man turned him a weapon, Weapon X, and then God made it last too long. Wolverine hasn't been one of the most optimistic people just because of how his life is. He's gone through hell and back just to not only find out who he is, but to make himself better and to hopefully redeem himself for all the dangerous things he's done. And that's about it for Weapon X Wolverine. I sure hope y'all enjoyed it. Some